Hello everyone, this is Ravinder Dundra and welcome to my channel. In this lecture, we will continue the same topic from CBSE class 10th, Economics chapter number 2, that is sectors of the Indian economy. In the previous lecture about this chapter, we have already discussed about this GDP, how to calculate GDP, then who will calculate this GDP. Then we have also discussed what are these intermediate goods, what are these final goods, and how we can compare different sectors. That means primary, secondary as well as tertiary sectors. So now in continuation with that, we will discuss the next topic, that is historical change in the sectors. That means how change occurred in three different sectors, that means primary sector, secondary sector as well as tertiary sectors. So which was the main sector in the olden days, now which is the main sector where people are mainly dependent. So all these things we will discuss in this lecture. So starting with something, what is this? In the initial stages of developed countries, that means the present developed countries, all the developed countries in the initial stage, they were all dependent on this primary sector, or you can also call it as this agriculture sector. That means the beginning of the developed countries, they were all mainly dependent upon this primary sector. And after some days, that means initially each and every person in the countries, they were all dependent on agriculture or agricultural related activities. But day by day there were some changes in the technology or improvements in the technology, where people started moving from one activity to other kind of activities. For example, in the beginning, when there was no food surplus, when there was no agricultural surplus means what? Excess of anything. So when there was no agricultural surplus, everyone was dependent on agriculture. But due to technological changes in the production, what is happening? There is a agricultural surplus. That means more than whatever they required, people started producing in the country. So therefore others no need to produce, because already someone is producing a surplus and they can buy from them. So these people, they slowly started engaging in other activities. Maybe you can take craft works, maybe you can take transport work, or you can take any other activity. So they slowly started shifting from primary sector. But in the beginning stages, that means long back, each and every developed country, they were all dependent on this primary sector. But over a long time, that means more than 100 years ago, some changes started occurring in these countries. What were these changes? Some new methods of manufacturing emerged. That means you can simply say industrialization emerged in the world. That means more and more number of people started producing goods by using these factories or industries. But before factories emerged, people used to manufacture themselves by using some traditional methods. But after this industrial revolution, new methods of manufacturing emerged. That means people started producing goods by factories. Therefore, more and more number of factories emerged. Initially, small industries emerged. Then slowly, more and more number of industries started emerging. Therefore, people obviously, they started shifting towards this industrial sector. That means they found it very difficult to get jobs or work in this primary sector. Therefore, they have new option. What is that? They can work in this industries. So therefore, they shifted to this industrial sector. That means into the secondary sector over a long period. That means more than 100 years ago. This industrialization mainly it emerged in the late 18th century, or you can also take this 1770s. I think in your 8th standard you might have heard about this industrialization in the history. Then after that, over 100 years back, that means now at present 100 years back, again some changes occurred in the countries. Therefore what happened? There has been a further shift from secondary to the tertiary sector. Now people even started showing interest towards this tertiary sector. And what kind of activities happening in this tertiary sector? You can take this transport, storage, communication, insurance, banking, teaching, doctors. So all these things comes under this tertiary sector. Even software employees, so our software technology, information technology, so all communication, all these things, they were mainly coming under this tertiary sector. So therefore now over a past 100 years ago, people started shifting towards this tertiary sector. So like this, This pattern, whatever the pattern we have explained, that is shifting from primary to secondary, secondary to the tertiary sector, this pattern mainly observed in these developed countries. Whatever the countries now we consider them as developed, these countries, they have experienced this pattern from the past centuries onwards. What is the change? All the developed countries initially they were all dependent on primary sector. Slowly they shifted to industrial sector. Slowly then they shifted towards this tertiary sector. So sometimes the question can be asked, how explain about these historical changes in the sectors. Then you are supposed to write all these changes from beginning in the beginning with the primary sector, ending with this tertiary sector, how it has occurred, all these changes. So now next we will discuss about this rising importance of this tertiary sector, and we will compare three different sectors, primary, secondary and tertiary sector in India. Let us discuss about this primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector in India, how much they are contributing towards this GDP, that is gross domestic product. So we have already discussed how we can calculate this gross domestic product. So now what we will do is that how much each and every sector is contributing to the GDP, which is contributing more, which is contributing less to the GDP. So if you can very closely observe the graph here, what you can see is that the data of 1973 and 74 as well as 2013 and 14. So in 1973 and 74 you can see there is a more contribution coming from this primary sector, but by the time over the change within 40 years you can see the tertiary sector is contributing more to the GDP. Of course agriculture sector is also contributing, but more is coming from this tertiary sector, whereas in 1973 it is primary sector which is contributing more towards this GDP. So how this change has occurred, how this shift has occurred from primary sector to the tertiary sector. So now if we can closely observe this 2013 and 14 data, tertiary sector is the leading producer in India. So what might be the reasons? So the reasons here you can see, the first and very important reason is that increase in demand for basic services such as hospitals, educational institutions, police, defense, court, transport, etc., etc. So some of the basic services are getting more and more demand in India. So all these services are provided in India, therefore automatically the contribution towards the tertiary sector will increase. At the same time, it is also the responsibility of the government to provide all these facilities. What are the main facilities? Such as hospitals, very essential thing, education, also essential thing, or you can take police, court, post office, etc., etc. So all these things will come under this basic services, as well as many people nowadays they demand for this basic services. At the same time, it is the government's responsibility also to provide these basic services. So because of increase in demand for these basic services, one of the very main reason why tertiary sector is contributing more to the GDP. Then coming to the second reason, what is the second reason is that development of agriculture and industry leads to the development of services. So how we can say it is that if there is a development in agriculture and industrial sector, automatically it will demand for transport, trade as well as storage. So as I also told in the beginning of this chapter, saying that all these three sectors are interdependent, that is primary, secondary as well as tertiary sector. So if there is any what is that development in this first two sectors, primary sector and secondary sector, automatically the third sector, that is tertiary sector, will also develop. Then the next thing is this third reason is what? As income rises, certain section of the people demand for many more services such as eating outside, tourism, shopping, etc., etc. Maybe going for private schools, private hospitals. So what do you mean by this? Nowadays, if there is an increase in income of the people, obviously they try for extracurricular activities or other activities. Maybe for entertainment, they may go out for restaurant to eat in the food. At the same time, they may watch for movie, or they may prefer for more entertainment, which is also provided by service sectors. So that is the third reason why the tertiary sector is improving more and more day by day, or contributing more towards this GDP. Then the fourth reason is what? Over the past decade or so, that means over the last 10 or 20 years back, new services based on information and communication technology have been have become very important and essential. That means you can see nowadays most of the things are done on this software industries, or there is a more demand for information and communication technology, or you can also say nowadays new software technologies are emerging and there is a huge demand for these services. So because of this new information and communication technology, people also prefer more towards these services or towards this software. So because of that also there is a more and more increase in this contribution of tertiary sector towards this GDP. So if you can see again, what are these four reasons? First one is increase in demand for basic services, and second reason is development of agricultural industry, which leads to the development of service sector, and third reason is that as income increases, people prefer other activities, and fourth reason is that increase in demand for information and communication technology. So these are the four main reasons why this tertiary sector is contributing more towards the GDP, and it is also becoming more important sector in the country. But there is some drawback with this tertiary sector also. What is this drawback is that this tertiary sector is mainly appointing two different types of people. One is skilled people, or you can say other one is unskilled people. And what is happening is that more and more number of people are engaged or mainly coming under this unskilled category. Maybe you take small shopkeepers, rickshaw pullers, or transport, or you can take any other thing. More and more number of people are engaged in this or coming under unskilled activities, and very few people are skilled. At the same time, they are getting high payments from this tertiary sector. So what we can say is that of course tertiary sector is contributing more towards the GDP, but what is happening, only it is appointing or it is engaging few skilled people and paying them higher salaries. That means their life is very good, and large number of unskilled people are also engaged in this tertiary sector where they are not getting proper wages or proper salaries. So this is one of the main drawback of this tertiary sector. So in the next lectures we will discuss how to improve this or how to create more and more employment in these different sectors. Thank you.